Alabama is considered by most to be the best team in college football. The Crimson Tide will have to prove its number one ranking against one of the better schedules in college football. Mark Rogers TV and SEC Breakdown looking at every schedule. Okay, if you're watching on Mark Rogers TV, we're running through all 67 Power 5 conference schedules. On SEC Breakdown, we're checking out, of course, the SEC. So we're ranking Alabama at number 4 in the SEC, number 6 in all of college football. Here's why. Okay, they've got the very difficult assignment opening night, as Bama has been apt to play under Nick Saban. Neutral field, big stage, bright lights against the likes of Virginia Tech and Michigan and Wisconsin. Those type teams in recent years for Bama. This season, it's USC. Glam matchup to the hilt. USC coming in ranked 20th in the country. Alabama sitting on top at number 1. So there's a very difficult game. The other 3 out-of-conference games, typical SEC, typical Alabama fare here. Western Kentucky on September 10th. They step into the SEC against Ole Miss. Then they take on Kent State. And then later in the season, warming up for the Iron Bowl, they take on Chattanooga at Bryant-Denny Stadium. So I would love to see these teams, and we are going to build out our formula for college football scheduling. Wouldn't it be great if there was a schedule release in college football, let's say May 1st. May 1st, the schedule release in college football, just like we see in the NFL, and all the fanfare and the hype about the NFL schedules when we already know who everybody's going to play in the NFL. Any fan can guess 12 or 13 out of the 16 games. But in college football, can you imagine the build-up to the schedule release if nobody knew who was going to play who out of conference? Then you build out the formula. And I would like to see a team like Alabama, really everybody across the Power 5, play an elite team from the season prior, play a mid-tier team in the Power 5, then play a group of 5 and or FCS team as the 3rd or 4th conference game. And then everybody, of course, should be playing the same number of conference games and a conference championship game. Back to Bama's schedule. All right, that's the out-of-conference, USC, and then the scrubs. Okay. In conference, 2 difficult stretches here. It starts October 8th at Arkansas with a date at Tennessee following that up, and then Texas A&M at home. After the open date, they finish up. Typical SEC West run, despite the scrimmage against Chattanooga in the penultimate game. You've got at LSU November 5th, followed by Mississippi State, then Chattanooga, then the Auburn Tigers. But not an unmanageable schedule for the Tide. Most of the big games are broken up here for the most part, but it's the 4th most difficult schedule in the SEC, and it's 6th rated in the country because it's USC. It's the SEC Western Division. Then it's a date against Tennessee, in particular in Knoxville against the top 10 team. Alabama, number 4 in the SEC in schedule ratings, number 6 in all of college football. Check out the rankings for the SEC on SEC Breakdown. Then we've got the complete rankings on Mark Rogers TV.